In today's video, I'm going to break down my entire new client discovery process. This I am calling, or have been calling, a growth marketing roadmap. It's a 2-week micro engagement, runs typically around $5,000, full transparency. I offer this instead of a full branding or website project or even a marketing retainer right at the start, because I have found over many years of running a marketing consultancy that it can be impossible and slightly unethical, quite frankly, if you want to know the truth, to promise all these results to a client in terms of what you can deliver them, but then actually have no plan of action for delivering said results. That is why I will sometimes offer this 2-week discovery roadmap. And in this video, I want to break down everything that entails. Other times, if I'm already very familiar with a client's industry or their business model, then it makes more sense to go to a full-on website build, branding engagement, things of that nature. But if I'm not so certain on their business, or maybe even they don't understand what the scope of work needs to be, or I don't as well, to achieve their marketing and sales goals, that's when this discovery roadmap comes into play. So in a second here, I'm going to share my screen and walk you through a couple different client examples of what this has looked like in the past. But at a high level, basically it is an entire audit on their brand as well as their website. This way they know exactly where those two key elements on their business stand, because oftentimes they can't get to where they want to go in those two domains unless they have a solid understanding of where they're currently at. So start with an audit of their brand and an audit of their website. Based on that, in this discovery framework, we also have a couple of meetings together. And in these meetings, I'm taking the time to learn more about their company, their industry, their competitors, their key service offerings. All of this I will then take and use to formulate what I think they need to do branding wise. Sometimes it's a little, sometimes it's a lot. I will also then outline a website development roadmap. So I'll break down exactly what I think a new website build should look like. And then finally, I'll also outline a high-level marketing game plan. This way, they get an idea of what exactly a full project engagement would look like, and I am actually able to take the time to develop a well-thought-out, researched scope of work that actually makes sense. Also, we both get to trial working with each other. Sometimes I'll simply do this if I'm not exactly sold on the client's temperament and I don't want to exactly sign both up to some long 6-month project engagement. So it gives us the ability to trial working together in a very low pressure, low cost sort of a way. And then finally, also, I find that it gives the client a lot of confidence to move forward because they know they have a detailed scope of work. And it's really worth noting that they could actually take this growth marketing roadmap and then eventually hire an agency or another freelancer, because sometimes at the end of one of these engagements, I'll simply have to tell them that I don't think I'm a good fit to help them out, and I'll have to refer them to someone in my network. But regardless, they're still able to take these insights and analyses as I break them down and bring them to another professional or even an agency and use that to give their project a speed boost as well as a solid strategic foundation. So hopefully that all makes sense. And by the way, if you're new here, my name's Bailey Canning. I'm an independent full stack marketing strategist living and working in Denver, Colorado. And without further ado, let me actually share my screen now so I can show you exactly what these engagements look like. All right, so now I'm going to walk you through one of these growth marketing roadmap presentations for a former client of mine. They're called Board and Bolt. They are a boutique custom furniture studio based in Boulder, Colorado. I've done a full case study on this project if you want to check out more details, but it actually started off with one of these growth marketing roadmaps, and then eventually the clients agreed to do a full-on website build. But this is the origin here. You can see here we have the agenda. It's exactly what I talked about: a website audit, marketing research and discovery, and then recommendations. So starting with the website audit, this is exactly the table-like format I like to use. So basically we have the different areas where I just give my observation. So I try to be a neutral person coming to the website for the first time, just clearly stating what I see. Then I will recommend what I think they should do in this particular category, and then I let them know what I believe the impact will be so they can ultimately decide if they think it's worthwhile. Next, I'll do the same for their copy as well. I think most freelancers and agencies completely skip the importance of the copy when it comes to the effectiveness of a website, but Trust me when I tell you that it's the design that's going to draw people in, but it is the copy that is ultimately going to determine how successful it's going to be from a conversion rate perspective. And I can tell you these days, most freelancers and agencies are just letting ChatGPT run wild with the copy, and that is not good for anybody. So then this is what I get into the UX part of the project. So I talk about the client journey, the flow, the navigation, the CTAs. This, again, of course, is going to be dramatically impactful on the conversion rate effectiveness of the website. Then I review the website on mobile and tablet. I talk about why this is important in the first place, because so many business owners and even marketing directors are so busy on the laptop all day working on their website, but then they never really see it on the phone. But as you can see here, mobile traffic is 60% of all website traffic in the US. So that's why it's so important. And I'll review the website on mobile and tablet as well. So that way they're getting a full 360 overview of how their website is performing on all the major devices. Then I'll talk about the importance of website speed. And then I'll also run a speed audit, as you can see, so they get a sense of how their website is doing in that category. And then they can also get a couple different performance reports here as well. Then I'll also do a technical audit. This is important because basically there are so many technical factors that will impact not just how fast your website loads, but also, of course, its SEO technical authority, which again, I think is declining in relevance, but it's also going to be important going forward for optimizing for AI, ChatGPT-like search. So I've run that report. I'll also link it so they can look more in depth if they want to. And then I summarize everything as well. So this basically gives them a very qualitative and quantitative overview on the effectiveness of their website. Then we actually get into the digital marketing research and discovery work here. So that is going to be me doing an SEO analysis. Now this project is about 2 years old. So this might look a bit different now that I'm doing it in 2025, soon to be 2026. You get the idea. So then I'll get an overview of their SEO rankings and where they currently stand. A lot of times business owners, even marketing directors, have no idea that this is going on until I actually present it. Then I get an overview of their traffic and I break that down. They can see where everything's coming from. Then I also go into visitor behavior. So basically, when you sign up for this, it's like you're hiring me as a detective, and I'm going deep into their own business, showing them exactly what's going on. And I'm also going behind enemy lines, if you will, doing research on their competitors, things of that nature. And then I'm reporting back to them exactly what I think we need to do based on all this. So this is where the competitive research goes in. I look at all their websites, give them a qualitative overview, all pretty straightforward. We can breeze past this. Then I summarize the local industry here, talk about the overall takeaway, but then also their website design and their marketing strategy as well. Keep in mind, I present this on a Zoom call or even in person sometimes, so I meant this presentation to just be a conversation starter. It's not meant to be all the information I have to present. Many times I just riff off of what I have here. Now, this is where I talk about also having an SEO optimized sitemap. So you'll see on the right-hand side, I actually build out the key sitemap for all the pages they're going to need. And then also, as part of a local SEO play, I would also build out all these local service pages. These days, I don't really do that as much, though. In this case, this client was actually running Google Ads, so I audited their campaign as well as part of this, gave them an overview, and then I gave them a forecast as well, as you can see. So this way, I was also, in this case, offering to take over their Google Ads management. So with this client, I knew we had met in person through a local networking event in Boulder, Colorado, where I was living at the time. I've since graduated to Denver, but you will see here that I broke out exactly what we should do. I proposed a phase build strategy, which I've also talked about on this channel in the past. But basically, we needed to get up a phase 1 build quickly because they were already running Google Ads and it really wasn't converting well. So we wanted to just get up a 1-page landing page, the new homepage, and then in phase 2, we were going to relaunch the Google Ads right away and then start building out the additional main site pages, as you can see. And then phase 3, you can see what we had planned for there. Then, of course, I give the client chances to offer any questions that they might have, but obviously I'm happy to stop in the meantime if they have any questions that they want to stop with me. And then I also break down what next steps would look like in this case, and then that's the presentation. If you want to actually engage me in one of these growth marketing roadmaps, like I said, it's typically a 2-week, $5,000 micro project, then check out the link in the description. You'll be able to view my interactive 5-minute or so video form. Simply just let me know you're interested in the growth marketing roadmap. And if you do that, then you will likely be able to book a meeting with me on my calendar. So link in the description, check it out. Otherwise, subscribe and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.